Hello, welcome to the pre-show for the first episode of the Anime Action Podcast. I'm your host, Freddy B, with my co-host here, Killmaster. Go ahead and say hi, Killmaster.
Hey!
Excellent. I hope you're enjoying our creamy, smooth voices. They're quite intoxicating, if I do say so myself, like a fine wine or a fermented smoothie. So I guess for this, we're just going to get right into it. So, there's been a lot of questions from the community about what the Anime Action Podcast is about, but it's actually quite simple. Firstly, it's about family. It's about education, honesty, transparency. It's wholesome art. And last of all, it's free advice and instant therapy. If anyone wants to, reach out to Hollywood or anything and see if we can get a little funding for this, I think that would be really super duper cool. We're just going to go over a few questions and we'll start with that. So, Killmaster, I'm understanding that you voiced a few of the characters for this first episode. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, it's a real honor to be here, to just be a part of this amazing work of art, and, I'm really glad that I was asked to be on the show originally, and it's just, it's just really cool to be a real professional voice actor.
That's really cool, dude. Without spoiling anything or any of the characters, which characters do you voice?
I voice one of the main characters. He's a cool guy, a bit of a little pushover, but I think he's gonna have some good character growth in the future, and he's gonna really fill him out. I also fill in some of the other students. Just a wide range of different characters and different voices, and just a talented guy.
That's very interesting. What inspired you to voice those characters the way you did? Did you do you have a history of anime? Are you an anime watcher?
No, I actually despise anime, or at least I used to until Freddy brought this pitch to me, and he just pitched it to me, and it blew my mind. I was just so excited about the Anime Action Podcast. I just immediately got into all kinds of anime, and since then I'm a changed man.
What's your favorite anime?
Oh, I don't know. I like so many of them. I think recently I've been watching that Kill la Kill anime. Been really into that.
Does it have any samurai in it or anything?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. My favorite anime is actually... Well, I don't want to spoil that, so we'll talk about that one later. Let's talk about some of the series that inspired us. I have a list here. Things that you'll notice when you watch the show. When you get into the real meat of it, you'll see, hey, that also happened in these shows. We didn't steal them. We were just inspired, all right? So some of the ones, I'll go first, and then I'll hand it back to Killmaster. Which shows influenced him when he was doing the voice acting. He has a lot of input in this as far as creatively goes. My shows, Sesame Street, some of the characters, they're just very vibrant and colorful. I really like that about them. The internet show Angry Video Game Nerd, he's very passionate about what he does, and so are we. Can't hate him. Rambo, just the first one. I never seen the other ones, but I'm sure they were good too. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Donatello, he's a pretty cool guy. Not as cool as Raphael, though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, who's your favorite?
Cool but rude. I like Donatello. He does machines.
You like Master Splinter?
Yeah, Master Splinter's pretty cool.
Is he cooler than Shredder in your opinion?
Oh, well, yeah, Shredder's the bad guy. I don't think any bad guys are cool.
Yeah. We, like we said, we are family friendly, so we don't really appreciate villains too much, but they are a necessity in a story, so. Other influences, just kind of anime in general. There's just countless anime.
Yeah, there's just a lot of anime.
Can you just, talk about just countless anime?
Well, I mean, what isn't anime really? Anime, because the thing is, like, yeah, anime is Japanese cartoons, but really, like, it's so much more than that. It's an experience.
Amen.
It's an experience. And so, like, when we talk about influences in the anime world, we're not just talking about, Japanese cartoons. We're talking about American cartoons. We're talking about American video games. We're talking about American action movies and American YouTubers. So when we talk, when we think about our influences like that and what drives us to do the art that we do, we really think about that which is bigger,
Bigger.
Yeah.
Sometimes smaller.
Sometimes smaller. That's true.
You know what they say, they'll go big or go home. Some of the other influences, like I said, I'm going first. Then Killmaster, he can say whatever he wants, but it's me time right now. Dracula, I just really like, he's just a cool character. Same with the Count of Monte Cristo, or was it Count of Monte Carlo? I'm not really sure, but it was a good story either way. It was so good they named like a breakfast sandwich off of him. George Lopez, I grew.
Show or the comedian?
Just the show. I don't really know if he's funny or not. Probably not, but the show definitely, that was funny. He had misadventures with he had a really fat friend who was like 400 pounds or something. And he couldn't fit into his pants.
Inspiration for? Well, I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything, but
I was kind of almost disinspired by that now that you bring that up, because although you can't see it in the show because it is in podcast format, everyone is shredded. Like most people.
Right. That's one of the weird parts about the medium is that, we don't have visuals. So we just have to, let the audience use their imaginations. Mm-hmm. And if they imagine wrong, then that's on them, really.
Imagination is power. I believe that's a quote from Jane Goodall. She was a famous scientist, did a lot of work helping chimpanzees and other primates. Another inspiration. Her character isn't in the show, but she did influence some of the things, in my heart, if not the show.
Right.
Nextly, the Magic School Bus. Like we said, we're about education. Can you tell us a little bit about just education in general?
Oh, yeah. Well, like, I went to college. I've got a degree in...
So you're like a smart man then, right?
Yeah. Sure, we'll go with that, yeah.
Because, statistically, people that go to college are smart. That is a study.
Sure.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Go into college or education?
Education. You went to college.
Well, see, we care about kids, and we care about raising the next generation, and we're concerned about the state of
Sure.
everything, and we want kids to know things.
There's a lot of children out there,
and there are a lot of children, and they need to be knowledgeable about just certain stuff.
What about you went to college? Do you think we should also send children to college?
I think everyone should make, a thought-provoked decision about whether or not that's right for them.
I mean, the kids are getting smarter and smarter as the generations go on. Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big brain game. Is that on the list? Because that should probably be on the list.
We'll wait till your turn.
Okay.
All right, it's not my inspiration, but we all love a good dubski.
We have a victory royale.
We've both been on one pumped too many times. All right. Next inspiration, Gorillaz. Now this, it's a band actually, but if you watch their music videos, you'll realize that they have a really well knit together story that makes complete sense, and it's really fascinating. Next, Star Wars. Just the Phantom Menace. That one's my favorite. It's got a political intrigue, and at the very end of it, there's this awesome lightsaber battle where Obi-Wan Kenobi and his master, Qui-Gon Jinn, get into a fight with this dark Sith Lord, in which he has a lightsaber that's red on both sides. Yeah. It's a double-sided one, which I don't know the logistics of, but I can say it's quite cool. Next on the list is An Inconvenient Truth. It's a story about global warming and something we can all agree on. And pretty much the last one is it's kind of a combo. It's Twilight and any chick movie that my mom watches, because I like to walk in and see whatever she's watching.
Footloose and like
Well, kind of like Lifetime movies.
the Hallmark stuff.
Yeah.
No, those are inspirational.
Tell us a little bit about what you find so inspirational.
Well, it's just like when you can write such incredible love stories that are exactly the same over and over again.
They're relatable too.
That are just so relatable and just so, inspirational. It's just a beautiful thing to just see two people come together that are unlikely lovers and yet live and get married and have a happy life all together. It's a wonderful, beautiful thing.
And they make it so realistic too. Like
Yeah.
anyone, it could happen to anyone. Even if you were ugly or fat, you
Right.
could still find someone that would put up with you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I find that really interesting.
It's just really encouraging. Yeah.
Encouraging. That's a good word. I think it's something we could really spread around more in our current society.
Which is another goal of the Anime Action Podcast. It's just inspire and encourage young creators.
Yeah. Inspire. I like that word. Let's do you want to talk a little bit about your other influences?
Well, we already mentioned, I think the biggest one is Fortnite. Talk about a legendary crossover. You've got Chun-Li, you've got Rick and Morty, you've got Naruto.
I love Rick and Morty.
You've got everybody. Everyone is there. It's almost, I could never imagine another game with that many just legendary franchises battling it out against each other.
Now, I have to ask, does the game include Pickle Rick? He's kind of a fan favorite of mine.
You're going to have to play it yourself. You're going to have to check it out.
Oh, interesting.
So, definitely Fortnite. I really like Roblox as well.
Roblox?
That's another creative game where you just really build and craft your own world. I've never seen anything like that either.
That's like Legos for grown adult men, right?
Yes, exactly. That's another. I was gonna say Legos are a huge one. You mentioned Star Wars. I love just getting the big ships and putting all the pieces together. Just a real blast.
I don't want to make any commitments, but that was something I was thinking about us maybe doing, is playing with Legos on the Anime Action Podcast.
Yeah, that could be something. That could be something. Let us know if you want to listen to us build Legos. Some other inspirations. The anime K-On! It's a sort of a slice of life.
Slice of life? What's that mean?
Well, it's like, all the story is just about girls having a good time. They make a band and they play some music. It's just really fun, cute.
Well, how old are these girls?
Well, they're school age.
School age, and they're cute.
Right, they're just cute.
Okay.
Like a little.
Just cute.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that's fine.
Other influences would be like, I don't know,
You were telling me earlier about Dilbert?
Oh, yeah, don't get me started on Dilbert. I love that little dude, the little cartoon guy in the comics and the newspaper. Mm-hmm. Man, Dilbert's a funny guy. He goes to the office and gets up to all kinds of antics.
His boss, what a pain.
What a pain. Oh, goodness. Speaking of Dilbert, Garfield, another classic comic series that is just, I love that crazy cat.
Why do you think a cat would hate Mondays?
I can't imagine. What does a cat have to hate Mondays for? But he sure is relatable. Don't you hate Mondays?
I guess so. I kind of feel like most days are, just another day we have to go through, Yeah,
another day, another dollar,
Another dollar, yeah. I do enjoy money, so whenever we start up that Patreon, make sure to send big money.
And, give us some donations, because, content like this doesn't come cheap, and we're putting a lot of time and hours and our wallets into it, so...
This actually wouldn't be possible if we didn't have some of the best voice actors in the community coming together for this project.
Right.
And not to mention the assets that we acquired for this. There's just so many assets. I don't even want to go into them.
Yeah, the assets are just huge, and we're not making. I mean, none of the assets are homegrown.
Yeah.
You know, they're all professionally made.
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah, man. But yeah, other influences. I really like Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean.
Yeah, the mascot for that.
He's pretty wholesome too, right?
Yeah,
he helps your house be clean.
He's wholesome. He helps you clean. He's bald, which is very relatable.
Are you bald?
Well, I mean, the fans, maybe we'll do a face reveal someday, but you know, maybe that can be a subscriber reward or something on our Patreon. So.
I'd sure be interested to find out. So hopefully that'll come out eventually.
Yeah, we'll see. But
definitely. Should we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, sure. What else you got?
Let's go over to the question corner. We got sent in fast fan mail from some of the fans. So, as you know, our fans are zealous in their efforts to obtain all the knowledge of all the subjects of our podcast. They spend countless hours dissecting the minutia of the story and speculating about the nuances of power scaling fictional characters. So, I think that's very cool. As you can imagine, some of the fans would love to have an answer. So, Killmaster, let's just get right into it.
Alrighty.
Start with question numero 1. How many women are you getting by making this podcast?
Well, I mean, a gentleman doesn't kiss and tell, you know, Freddy.
It's an excellent question. I'm pretty much getting all of them, all the women.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, basically women from just on the street. They say, "Hey, you're the guy from the Anime Action Podcast. Could I?" Well, I can't say what they want to do to me on the family-friendly show.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do. I mean, that does raise a question. Like, how do they recognize? Because your face isn't on there.
Well,
so do they just hear your voice when you're like talking to the cashier or whatever, and they're like, "Wait a minute"?
Well, I'll just usually be walking down the street and practicing my lines and saying things. I don't keep a grocery list, so I'll just say off the different ingredients that I need on my way there.
Right. Okay. I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, ladies, it is flattering, but it is getting a little annoying. So, if you would, just tone it down just a little bit. Next question. What powers do you have? And if you don't have any, what anime powers would you like to have?
You mean like in real life?
Yes.
Oh, man, I would love to have... I'd love to have all kinds of powers. I think I really like Avatar Aang's airbending. I think that would be a really cool power to have.
That's a anime, right?
Yeah, that's an anime. That's why I brought it up. This is the Anime Action Podcast we're talking about here.
My power, it's a secret. You don't just ask a guy what his power is, so I'm not just gonna reveal that. Next question. What's the premise of the show?
I mean, it's the Anime Action Podcast. It's anime, and it's filled with action, and that's it. What more do you need? Yeah.
Could you just explain that again for our more simple-minded viewers? What that means?
Okay, so like action is like fighting and drama and just all kinds of high velocity interaction between characters. And so when we talk about anime action, what we're talking about is anime characters doing the action.
What is anime?
I mean, we talked about this earlier. Yeah, you just go back.
Yeah, that's true.
Flip
true.
back. We'll put like a timestamp on
your
here.
Hand. It's educational, but we're not going to talk down to you.
Yeah.
That's a Freddy B promise right here. Throughout the podcast, episodes, reviews, any of the product we put out, I'm never going to talk down to you, the viewer, because you're special. Yes. You are a special little man. Yeah. And we appreciate you.
Woman.
And let me just say that you are contributing to this world in significant ways. Your life is meaningful. And that's all I got to say on the matter.
Great.
All right, next question. How old are the boys? And I assume this is referring to the story characters.
Yeah. I mean,
It is a little disambiguous. I'd say they're young enough to be boys, but probably not old enough to be men.
Right. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like this question. I'll give this one over. I'll pass it over to you, Killmaster. Why is anime necessary?
Why isn't anime necessary? I mean, it's just such a beautiful art form. It's an expression of creativity, and it's the young folk, the younger generation, just expressing their woes and just letting it out, And so, like, just like any art form is necessary, anime is twice that, because of how freeing it is to create and to experience.
Definitely. I would add to that, but that's pretty much it. That's as concise as it can get. Next question. Now I hope this one isn't from a troll, but I'll read it anyway. This is a cluster of questions. It says, "Are you gay? Who was your first boyfriend? And how many men have you been with?"
No, I've never had a boyfriend. Zero.
Definitely. I would agree with that. It's pretty much as concise as it can get.
Yeah, it's a weird question. I don't know.
Hopefully that was not a troll, because one thing we don't tolerate is pretty much trolling or any. We respect criticism to an extent. But once it becomes trolling...
Yeah. I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and just assume he's a potential suitor, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
Somebody's got a little bit of a crush.
Yeah, I think so. He's looking at you, Killmaster. All right. This is our last question. Where is Harry Potter? Well, the first episode has not aired yet, so you don't know if he's coming or not. But let me just say, Harry Potter is the intellectual property of some lady called J.K. Rowling, or whatever. So, J.K., hit us up. Email us at theanimeactionpodcast@gmail.com. Let's make it happen. We'll add your little nerdy wizard dude to our story, and you'll get the exposure. So I consider that a win-win. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I was saying earlier, that's one of the reasons I love Fortnite is all the crossovers. Yeah. And I'd love to get some crossovers going. Harry Potter would be a fun one. I don't know too much about Harry Potter. That's what you said the name was?
He's like a little wizard man.
He's a little wizard man?
Yeah, I saw this footage on the internet. He was like sticking his wand up a giant's nose and picked out his boogers.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got some wizards in the Anime Action Podcast.
Dude,
so I think maybe...
spoilers.
Well,
we may have some magic elements.
I mean, we can give them a little bit of a...
Well, I guess we will give away a little bit. This is special, though. I don't know if we'll do this every episode. This is a page from the data book. All right, I'm flipping to it right now. We're giving you exclusive access to the stats of one of our new characters.
Oh,
that's
really?
right.
I didn't know we were doing this. You
didn't
tell me that.
So, this is very exciting. Let's just get... Oh, whoops. Looks like we're out of time. So, you'll have to catch it in maybe the episode review.
Unfortunate. Yeah, we'll have to see you next time. This has been the Anime Action
Action Podcast.
Preshow.